Good afternoon, everyone who's joined so far. Welcome. Thanks for jumping in. New start to the week, so we will be following on from the streams that started last week, and yes, we will be. Let me just change it. I've just realised I've put the 4th of the 11th instead by accident, not the 4th of November. Yes, thank you very much for joining in. I hope you're well. And yeah, we've got some things to cover today, some action over the weekend, and yeah, just generally what the market and Stonksy has been saying so far. So yeah, obviously we've got the 3-minute chart loaded up. I think firstly, what we will do is we'll just go and have a look at just the overall market, see what's happened over the weekend, where we're at, where Bitcoin's at. So as you can see, we came into the place where Bitcoin's found supply over the last 7 to 8 months or so. Failed to really, that wasn't a bad close on this day, on Tuesday last week. But as we can see, we got a hanging man candle. And then, yeah, we've had the follow through. So we're currently on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Currently on this would be the 6th red day in a row. So that's quite interesting to see. Not too sure how many times like this period we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that time. So we are currently heading into Bitcoin's 6th red day in a row, which is probably up there with the longest red streak that we've had in a while. But yeah, so that's what the overall Bitcoin structure is looking like. This low of Sunday might be appetizing to perhaps sweep some liquidity, but we will see what happens. But yeah, without further ado, let's look at what Stonksy is saying. So if we start off on the 30-minute chart first on Bitcoin, we will put the Stonksy background overlay on. And yeah, as we can see, last week, Stonksy, we covered this long on stream. Let me just move the toolbox up. Covered this long on stream last week where Stonksy got in, obviously on Thursday and Friday when we covered it. Obviously, Stonksy got out there and flipped to the red background, which ended up providing a really nice indication as we got the drop over the weekend down to 67,500. And yeah, just earlier today, so a few hours ago, actually exited the red background. So we crossed them 2 trades, and that's in just over a week. So a week and 1 day from last Sunday, caught a long up, got out into red, and we come back down. Thank you everyone who's joined so far. If you've got any questions or anything you want to ask, or if you want to just say hello, yeah, feel free to drop a comment, and we will cover anything that you may need. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well, and I hope you had a nice weekend. So yeah, as we can see on the 30-minute chart, Stonksy's exited the red background here. So again, we've had some downwards pressure, obviously, just as the US market's open now, in an hour or so coming in. But do not forget, this week we've got some key dates coming up. Oops. So on Tuesday, obviously there's no time for it, but Tuesday is the election throughout the day. And then on Thursday, I think it's normally 7 p.m.-ish UTC, we will have the Fed's interest rate decision for November. So, some real key events coming up this week. Obviously, we could get some real shaky movement, lots of volatility, especially if you're a scalper or if you like to trade around volatility. It's certainly a good week for it. But yeah, so not long until the election, obviously tomorrow. For anyone who's in Europe and other parts of the world, obviously it'll be overnight or as people are waking up. But yeah, in America, we'll see how it unfolds, and I do believe it can be a carryover into the 6th, so the day after. So the election can, obviously, the results come in, and the votes are counted, it can run over into the following day. So just bear that in mind. But yeah, so we've got them 2 events, and then yeah, like I said, on the Thursday we've got the Fed's interest rate decision. Thanks for your comments, McMurran. When you say has Stonksy paid for itself, what do you mean? Obviously, I'm part of the Stonksy team, so this is about just looking through Stonksy trades and stuff like that. If you're asking have people had it pay for itself, yes, users have had that. We get emails in, people sharing them thoughts. So yes, we've definitely had that. And that's a mixture between people on a monthly plan and people on an annual plan. But if you're asking, can Stonksy pay for itself? Yeah, utilized correctly, of course. Anything, if you utilize your trading and you use the tools that you have, then yeah, of course. I thought you were using it to trade. Yeah, so yeah, I don't do any live trading on this in terms of opening and closing positions. TMG does that on his streams. But yeah, this is mostly covering what the market's saying, what Stonks is obviously indicating. But yes, it is the answer to your question. Yes, people do cover the cost. Obviously, you've got to utilize the indications and the trading and things in your risk management as well. But yeah, definitely is the answer to your question. So that's the 30-minute covered on Bitcoin. Like I said, over the past week, 2 great. Yeah, no problem. If you've got any other questions, just fire them into the comment section and I'll answer. Yeah, 2 great trades on a 30-minute for over the last week. 1 long, 1 short, and currently no active position now after closing out the red background. So next one we're going to look at, there's a lot of 30-minute charts today that I was looking at this morning. Lots of 30-minute charts showing some really good things. So let's move over to the Sol 30-minute. This caught a real nice one on Wednesday. And I believe we covered this on Friday. Obviously, during the first part of the drop down. Obviously, as you can see there, Stonksy red background. And alongside Bitcoin, we've just had this slow sort of bleed drop down on Sol. But yes, a real nice indication by Stonksy there on a 30-minute. And if we have a look, so obviously from the point of background color change to now, just shy 7.5%. But if you want to take it to the Pico bottom, 10, and that is across 5 days on Stonksy. So yeah, that's Sol 30-minute chart, really good. And unlike the Bitcoin one, this is not closed out yet. Obviously, we're still under the red background for Solana on Stonksy, but mostly this week, lots of volatility, probably Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market being thrown around by what happens over in the stock market with the election decision, the Fed interest rate decision on Thursday. So yeah, people should lining up to to potentially be a very volatile week. So that's the Solana 30-minute covered. But another 30-minute chart that we've got is Link. So Link, similar to the Bitcoin one, had two really good indications over the past week. Obviously caught the green. Colour change there. Real nice rally up to here. The momentum died down. Stonksy changed to red there. So it's still in really good profit from entering down here. But I think if we zoom out a little bit, Link came into quite a key area in terms of SR. So you just throw a few SR levels on there, and you would have likely made the decision on your own to exit a bit higher up. But if we look at obviously what Link is doing at the moment, much like Solana, had the entry of the red background there, and then just a slow bleed down alongside the rest of the market. And currently it's on just shy of a 9% downside move on the 30-minute for Stonksy, and it's actually pushing to fresh lows in terms of being in this red phase. So the Link one is still going, unlike Solana, which had this sort of similar structure, but Solana was experiencing a slight bounce. Link is a bit more weaker today and is still continuing to drop. So really nice catch on a 30-minute by Stonksy there. If you've got any questions, guys, just drop them in, or if you want to share any trades that you're in, or whatever you're thinking about the market, we can cover it. We'll have a good discussion about it. So the next one I've got up on the list is the 10-minute chart on Doge. Was really interesting. So if we go over to Doge 10-minute chart, so this is obviously one for more of the scalpers as we move down the time frames. McMurran. So Stonksy covers anything. So all crypto, as long as you can apply it to a trading view chart. So as long as it's on trading view and you can pull up a chart, you can apply Stonksy to it. So it'll cover all altcoins that you can find under the search function, but also you can apply it to stocks, indices, commodities. So gold, silver, and you can cover FX as well. So your currency pairings. It can be applied to be used across all markets, as long as you can pull the chart up on TradingView. But so the 10-minute chart on Doge, shifting to the red background there, and then real nice drop down over the weekend, closed out there, and then we caught sort of the relief bounce up, and as you can see, it came into this key low time frame zone, which is no surprise. It's dropped off a little bit since entering that. But so the 10-minute chart on Doge. So like we went through last week, Stonksy fits swing trading, position trading, and scalping. And with the meme coin mania that continues on, it can be applied to meme coins. Caught a really nice one on Popcat last week as well, if you didn't get a chance to see that. But we're going to move up to some higher time frame stuff now, guys. So we're going to move up to, look at this. Real nice 10-minute one on app there. Some few nice 10-minute ones on apps recently. Real nice one here. Caught the rally up. Shifting to the red background, drop down. Background ended, reshifted into red, another drop, and then is currently around break even on a green background. But over the last 6 days or so. Yeah, some real nice movements on the 10-minute chart on apt as well. That wasn't actually on my list to cover, but yeah, we just ended up coming across it then, which is really nice to see. So yeah, some really nice movements on apt on the 10-minute chart too. But what we're actually going to cover on apt is the 4-hour chart. So we're going to move up to the time frames now. So we've been covering the lower time frames, but we're going to move up and see what it's done over the past month or so, month to 6 weeks. So Stonksy into the green background there, consolidated for a while, but eventually caught a nice move up on apt. That would have been to the Pico top, 53%. But, most people would be happy perhaps with, 20, 30, 40%. It's not expected that you're going to catch the top on everything. It's not the right way to think about things. Trying to catch the Pico top and things. It's about riding the trend, catching most of the move. But as you can see, after it closed out the move, we've caught the drop down on apt as well, from red to green. From green to red, and then yeah, nice drop so far. Just shy of 7%. Do you close the positions whenever the colour changes, or is the potential? So the colour change is cemented after the candle close. So if we zoom in on this, I'll just show you. So when this candle closed here and it shifted from green to red, this one, throughout this candle, so this is obviously a 4-hour candle, so throughout 4 hours, this candle, maybe as it was bouncing up here, the background would have likely perhaps stayed green, but the candle close is where the color change is cemented. So the color can change, flip between green and red, or if the background's white, it might flip to one of the other colors. But the change is cemented on the candle close. So once that closed there into red, that would have cemented then the change from green to red. Particularly for lower time frame trades, if trading the 5-minute or the 3-minute, yeah, works the same. But yeah, the color change is cemented on the candle close, to answer your question. But yeah, that's a real nice shortcut on apt there, and long on the higher time frame. So another one we're going to cover on the 4-hour is ZRO. This has been another high time frame trade that's worked out well. So as you can see, between the start and the midpoint of October, into the red, continued consolidation for a little while, just around this range, but eventually we've got the drop down. So yeah, it's over the weekend hit some fresh local lows, and from the entry to currently, that's just a 122% move, and then to the Pico bottom, 25%. So that is on ZRO on the 4-hour. So as you can see, we've covered some lower time frame stuff, in terms of scalping or day trades, or maybe a few days of a trade being open, and then this is an example of a month-long trade, a couple of weeks. How do you know when to trade when the background changes? So I think it obviously, firstly, it depends on what type of trader you are. So to give you an example, if we scale down to the 3-minute, the 3-minute chart on Bitcoin with Stonksy applied onto it is a scalper's dream most of the time in terms of hit rate. So for something like this, you would perhaps be looking to trade alongside the background color change all the time. Yes, just because of obviously the quickness of the trades in terms of the background changing, but also because you're following the momentum of Stonksy. Whereas when you go to perhaps something that's a bit of a higher time frame, you want to perhaps have your SR lines drawn on there as well, just to give yourself that other little bit of perspective on things. But yeah, it depends really what type of trader you are. But the background color change is mostly what we look at. And yeah, if you want to, throw some pretty basic, just key SR lines on there, that can help you too. But yeah, following the background change on its own is okay as well. But obviously, as with any type of trading, and regardless of the time frame, you've just got to have your risk managed in terms of what you're potentially losing against what you're potentially gaining, and that goes for all types of trading, whether you're using an indicator or not. So yeah, that's all that was on my list for today. Obviously over the weekend we got some nice drops across the board, and yeah, we'll just take another look at the 3 minute, because like I cover in the streams last week when we started, it's just a demonstration on how good the hit rate can be on the 3 minute chart in terms of if you're a scalper. Pretty consistently all throughout the day, we get the indications from the 3 minute, and we ran a back test for between the 26th and the 27th of October on the 3 minute chart on Bitcoin, and the loss rate was just 7%. So 93 out of the 100 trades using the 3 minute time frame was not closed at a loss. So that's just one case study for you in terms of the Bitcoin 3 minute chart. But thanks for jumping in, everyone who's jumped in so far. If you've got any questions, just fire them in the chat, and yeah, we'll get some covered. But aside from that, I hope you had a nice weekend. Whether you was looking at the charts or whether you was out doing other things. But this week, yeah, is set to be quite an interesting week. I've just realised that 3 minute chart was on ZRO and not Bitcoin. I thought we was covering Bitcoin on that. I mustn't have clicked the button right. Yeah, here's the 3 minute Bitcoin chart. Caught the drop perfectly today on that red section there. But yeah, if you've got anything that you want to cover specifically, or we'll have a look through the Twitter at the moment. So yeah, this is the link chart that we covered today. Got the 30 minute Bitcoin chart that we covered. But do make sure, if you've not watched them yet, go to the YouTube channel and have a look through the videos that we've got. We've got more content coming this week. We'll have more, aside from the live streams that we're doing every day, we'll have more pre-made content in terms of using Stonksy. And that will be getting upped significantly. So yeah, we're going to be rolling out a lot more content. But as you can see on this from last week, hot had a real nice indication on hot last week. Another one on Bitcoin. I think that was on the 5 minute chart, I believe. And then obviously we've got TMGs winning trades using Stonksy recently. So yeah, it's good to see everyone in the community using Stonksy benefiting from it. What's the best time frame that Stonksy is best on? So it depends what type of trader you are, G Hill. If you're a scalper, I would probably tell you to go and have a look at the 3 minute chart. You know, perhaps do your own back testing if you wish, see how it perhaps works in your strategy. But I think due to the background color changes, you don't really need too many SR lines on there. If any, you could just follow the background if you wanted to. Just depends, obviously, what your trading style is. But in terms of scalping throughout the day, the 3 minute chart has proven to be a really good hitter. Aside from that, if you're moving up the time frames, the 15 minute, the 30 minute, and then the 1 hour. But then if you're more of a swing trader and like to the high time frames, the 4 hours is a good one, like we've covered today. So yeah, it depends what type of trader you are. But you could also, that's not to say that you couldn't not use Stonksies. If you're not a scalper, you could always learn. You could always learn. You don't have to stick with one type of trading style. You could always look into transitioning. Perhaps if you trade higher time frames, while you're waiting for a setup to come, or maybe you're waiting for Stonksy to indicate something on a higher time frame, you could always scale down to the lower time frames and have a look. The 5 minute chart is also good for the lower time frame, but things like this will be held once we release the alerts. So currently, obviously, we've got the background color change here. What is coming soon is alerts for when the color changes. So, for instance, in this period, this is in white. When this goes into red here, there will be an alert coming through to say, trading view on your phone, so you get a notification, or it would come up in the alerts section here to say color change from white background to red, and then that goes, across all color changes. So from green to red to green, red or green to white. Yeah, that will be available as an alert. So it'll make things a lot easier for users for sure. And yeah, it's something that we've had in development that will be getting released this month. Hopefully at the earlier point of the month. So yeah, I hope that answered your question, G Hill. Yes, Joystick, thank you very much for your comment. Yes, if you've got TradingView, the app, or perhaps you log in through a browser on your mobile, yeah, it can be applied to on the mobile too. So you just add it the same way, indicators where it is in the section, and yeah, you can just apply it there. So yeah, whether you trade on mobile, desktop, as whatever device you've got TradingView on, Stonksy can be applied over it. And then, yeah, particularly for you, Joystick, like you say, with trading on the mobile, you'll be able to have alerts soon for the background color changes. So if you've got TradingView alerts, notifications on, you'll be able to get an alert through for when the background changes between the colors. But yeah, if we have another look at the 30-minute, it'd be interesting to see what happens with Bitcoin today, because obviously tomorrow is such a headline event. It will be interesting to see how the market positions itself moving into tomorrow, I think. Perhaps maybe it just ranges. Perhaps it takes a direction one way. And then obviously tomorrow we could get any sort of price action. And then there'll be the aftermath on Wednesday, unless obviously the decision is made on Wednesday. Because like I said before, the election result can carry over to the Wednesday, depending on how quick they can get the result through. So perhaps Wednesday's a bit of an aftershock, or there's a late reaction from the vote, and then on Thursday we have the Federal Reserve interest rate decision. So yeah, there's there's plenty of there's plenty coming over the next couple of days, that's for sure. Thank you very much for joining, everyone who's joined so far. If you've got any questions, just fire them into the comment section. Otherwise, we will be leaving it there in a minute. I'll just give you a little minute to get anything else in that you want to ask. But thank you very much for joining. And yeah, we'll be doing these every single day. So we'll obviously be posting it out on the X page that we're live. And make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get an alert when we go live. We'll be live every single day, Monday to Friday, covering the market and obviously Stonksy decisions alongside that. This is indications, sorry. Yeah, still in the red on Solana on the 30-minute. But that ZRO 10-minute was a really good find. Was it a 10-minute? No, it was apt. Apt, wasn't it? Sorry. Not ZRO. Apt. Yeah. I hadn't noticed that when I was looking through this morning. But yeah, I found that by accident. So that was I mean that's back to back, isn't it? In there, out there, into red, ride the trend down, out there, brief spell in the white, back in, trend down again, and then it's currently looking in the green. So yeah, really nice call on apt on the 10-minute chart by Stonksy over the last week. And let's see what Bitcoin's doing just as it's settling in after the US Open. Oops. So it looks like perhaps maybe we get a bounce. There's some good absorption on these 10-minute candles here on these lower wicks. So perhaps we get somewhat of a bounce going upwards. But thank you very much for everyone who joined. We'll leave it there and make sure to tune in every day. It'd be great to have you in. Come with your comments, or we can just talk about trading in general. But thank you very much for everyone who joined, and I hope you have a very good rest of your day. See you tomorrow.